Well, we it doesn't matter, but yeah, I'll gotta go by class.
City. This is how we wake up in the morning here on the coast. And especially on Earth Day, it's very fitting. At least the wind is not too bad, which is fantastic. And I know that sun is trying very hard to come out. Well, thank you very much for coming out. We've got a handful of people over the next good probably 45 minutes or so here. Love that you're all coming out here and listen to everybody, and everyone's got a few words to say about what this day means to them. This year's theme for Earth Day is to invest in your planet, invest your time, of course, invest your money where you can, but really it's about your time and your voice. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Lynn Adams, our president, who will kick us off. Thank you very much. Lynn, let's give it up for Lynn. Woo!
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. So nice to see the booths here. We haven't had that in a while, right? We've had smaller booths. We had, shallow, but wow, it's nice to see the little kids here. Thank you so much for being here. You guys, it's Earth Day is my favorite day, right? It's one of my favorite days of all because it's not only important to help the planet. When you do it together on Earth Day, it's fun, right? And it makes us feel good. And that's what Earth Day is all about. I looked this morning at the people that signed up in advance, and we had 50 people sign up in advance for Rockaway Beach. We had 135 people sign up in advance for Lindemar Beach. That does not count all the people that just came anyway after the fact. And we had a record-setting 180 people sign up to go to Sharp Park. So what does that mean? That means that not only our beaches are spotless and all the plastic that's washed up is gone, it also means that our districts are clean. All the streets are clean because those volunteers don't come for nothing. They want to go find litter. The place to find litter is in our parking lots and in our streets and along the edges of the road. Okay? So we want everybody to be safe, but we want you to also know that if you take a bag out when you walk and you pick up things, that is Earth Day to me. So I want to thank everybody. I want to thank all the organizers from the Pacific Beach Coalition. I want to thank all the booths. Thank you over there, guys, for having a display for us to learn. We got the tide pools, we got Ocean Shore School, we got Skyline College, and we have the Pacific Beach Coalition. And am I missing anybody? And we have the Pacifica Library. Great partners. I'd like to call out that we have a lot of VIPs in the house. Anthony, do you want to call them out, or you want me to? Well, let me see. I may have to put on my glasses so I don't miss anybody. Yeah, thank you. We have, what'd they do with my glass? Oh my gosh. Heaven help me. We have Shasta Michaels right here from Bone 107. We have Kate Huckabridge from the California Coastal Commissioner, the executive director. Big time. We have Lori Lavore from Anna Eshu's office. Lori. We have Joan Dentler from Josh Becker's office. We have Leslie Bulbuck from Mark Berman's office. Remember we said about using your voice? This is who you go to. Is Ray Mueller in the house? We have Ray Mueller yet? On his way, I hope. We have our mayor from Pacifica, Tiger Bigstick. Council member Christine Bowles. Mary Bear, is she in yet? She'll be here. We have Director of Parks, Beaches, and Recreation, Bob Bowles. There we go. Oh, Bob Palacio. Bob Palacio. I just changed her name. Don't mind me. We have the Director of North Coast County Water District, Adrian Carr. We have our President of the Board, Jack Burgett. Thank you. We have the Director of the San Mateo County Environmental Health, Heather Forshee. And Supervisor Aaron Thomas. We would have had Rob Calla, but they kept him at the Fitzgerald Marine Reserve. He's not here. Am I missing anyone that we have a Safeway person that's been a big supporter for us, Patty Luperini. They were cleaning the Manor Shopping Center. Okay. We have Skyline College. There we go. I'm sorry. We have Maze over here from Skyline College. All right. Thank you, Maze. Is there anyone else that I missed? Where do we have? Yes, we have. Yes, the Harbor District is here. Bill Zemke. And where's Carol from Midcoast? Midcoast, is she here? Maybe she's not. We have my good friend from 1986, Mary Tessier. Okay, guys, I'm going to turn it back to... Oh, and we have Ocean Shore School. I'm going to take a minute to introduce Virginia Shapaniak. So Virginia and some friends saved a whalehead that went to Ocean Shore School. But they did much more than that. There's Dave. We have our resident photographer, Dave Rowenbuehler. But Virginia not only saved that whalehead and worked, and that's a big deal, got it into Ocean Shore. She's created an entire program with the help of others, but she's generally been the brains behind the brawn. So Virginia Shapaniak, spell that.
Hi, happy Earth Day. Thanks for having me, Lynn. It is my honor to represent Ocean Shore School today and to celebrate our long partnership with the Pacific Beach Coalition. I guess you could say that we grew up together. Our marine science program began about 34 years ago, essentially because of our privilege of proximity to the ocean. We recognize that the ocean is the basis of our community here in Pacifica and that children should learn about beach safety, gain knowledge of the marine environment, and ultimately to become stewards taking action to protect our home environment. Place-based learning was in its infancy. About 30 years ago, when our program was housed at the old Sharp Park school site, we partnered with the fledgling Beach Coalition to adopt Sharp Park Beach and participate in regular beach cleanups. It was our local beach, just a one-block walk, and where we ran our Oceans 411 programs each spring. Over the years, our marine science program grew and adapted with our school. We have developed 7 different programs that we cycle through. Each year we focus on a different marine ecosystem. We've developed an immersive marine education program that teaches rigorous content which allows students to grow their empathy for marine life along with their knowledge. This, in turn, and with time, leads to compassionate concern for action and ultimately stewardship. Our students have gone on to study marine sciences in higher education, some earning doctoral degrees. Our alumni have become biologists, marine scientists, environmental lawyers, and marine conservationists with the EPA in Washington, D.C. All of our students leave with an awareness that leads to an informed citizenry. Our young alumni teens have formed a group within the Beach Coalition to promote stewardship. As educators, we plant seeds of knowledge and understanding, never knowing what may take root and grow to bear fruit with time. Our hope is that our students' knowledge and understanding may grow one day into passionate action and stewardship. A truth I have learned over my years of teaching is that everything is educational. Not just what we do teach, but also what you don't teach, that has long-term effects and consequences. And so we persist in teaching about the world ocean and maintain our partnership with the Pacific Beach Coalition in educating ocean stewards of the future. Thank you for this opportunity. Happy Earth Day. And I'd like to say thank you also to the Becker Foundation, who continue to provide us with their ongoing support to make our program possible. Thank you. Happy Earth Day.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much. And next we have a local community member, Chasta Michaelis, program director and co-host of 107.7 The Bone. Come on up. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. How are you on this glorious Pacific day? The sun is there. If you look up, it actually does exist. It's shining on us, I promise. I am Chasta from 107.7 The Bone and Soundwaves TV, and I'm so honored to be here today. You know what's so great about speaking to you all is I don't even have to think about what I'm going to talk about, because I come here and I talk to you amazing humans, and I immediately get inspiration. You know, it's so nice because I live right over there. I can almost see my house. My husband is owner of Green Room Music Center right here in your community. And we have our son Cody here and our dog Roxy, for what it's worth. And he's an Earth hero. Shoot, I'm going to get all teary now looking at him. He picked up trash at school yesterday. And earlier in the week, he said, Mom, I want to go do beach cleanup. And I hadn't told him we were doing that this weekend. And I said, awesome, we're going Saturday. And I felt like such a good parent. But I just want to come to you guys from a place of gratitude. You know, I don't want to preach to the choir. You're all here because you know how important this is. But as a parent who's trying to instill taking care of the earth in our children, it's so great to have him come out here and see you people, his community who care. It's one thing for a parent just to say, let's go pick up trash, right? But it's inspiring for him to look at the people who live in his community and the Bay Area and know that they care. So thank you for being an inspiration to him, truly. It's very easy to get wrapped up in life and go, you know what, it's a chore, let's go pick up trash, gotta do this thing. But I want you all to realize, like I try to remind myself every day, this is a blessing, not a chore. We get to live here, we get to do this, we get to be with amazing humans. How blessed are we to do so? So thank you for being inspiring to me, my family, my son. We're so proud to be Pacificans, and we're so proud to keep this place clean. So thank you. He asked me as we were picking up trash, he said, Mommy, are you proud of me? And I said, yes, here I go again. I said, yes, of course, I'm always proud of you, but I'm proud of all of you for being here and for making it really hard to find trash today. But my son is an eagle eye. He picks up the tiniest little plastic pieces. So thank you for having us, and thank you for being amazing humans. Happy Earth Day.
Hi, everybody. I am Kate Huckelbridge, Executive Director of the California Coastal Commission, and I am grateful to be here. And, you know, similar to what Chasta said, I am so grateful and inspired by all of you today. I am inspired by the Pacific Beach Coalition and all the amazing work they've done over the years. Jim and Anna, and especially to Lynn. She's already working somewhere else, but and there she is. I am just so impressed with all of the amazing community you've brought into this event, but also all the work you've done over the years. It's truly inspiring to be here and to see everybody here and pulling together to clean up the beaches, to keep this place a place that everybody wants to come and enjoy. And it was people like you 50 years ago that came together and passed the Coastal Act and created the Coastal Commission. And so I'm here because of people exactly like you. I work for an agency that is charged with protecting coastal resources. That's our job. And we are here because of you. We are here for you and because of you. And I could not be happier to participate today and just be inspired by all of you. I'm also inspired by the educators that I met today, both at all the different levels that we saw. We talked with some Cub Scouts today who were doing cleanups and learned all about the amazing things they had learned about the nudibranch. That and that to me is creating coastal advocates. So that is where we need to start with our youth, with your son, picking up trash, understanding why it's important, why we need to protect our marine resources, and again, creating coastal advocates and people who grow up to do the great work just like all you do. So thank you to everybody. So happy to be here, and happy Earth Day, everybody.
All right, thank you. We definitely in Pacifica and anywhere on the coast need to be partnering with the California Coastal Commission in the coming years, especially after the storms that we've seen as of recently. And do we have Lori from Anna Eshoo's office? Excellent. Hi, Lori. Come on up, representing Congresswoman Anna Eshoo's office. Thank you.
The mic for me.
I know. I was thinking for me too. There we go.
Thank you. All right. Well, thank you so much for having me today. It's an honor to be here representing Congresswoman Eshoo. She did send her regards and a brief letter outlining her priorities and her hopes for the future, and I'm just going to read that to you today. Dear Ms. Adams, staff, and volunteers of the Pacifica Beach Coalition, thank you for inviting me to celebrate Earth Day with you today. My apologies that I cannot join you for this event. Every April 22nd, we celebrate Earth Day to renew our commitment to protecting the only home we know, planet Earth. Now, more than ever, we must embrace the urgency of the moment by reducing our carbon emissions and investing in a clean energy future. I'm proud to have voted for the historic Inflation Reduction Act, which includes the most significant investments in addressing the climate crisis ever passed by Congress. These efforts will help meet our climate goals under the Paris Agreement by lowering our carbon emissions by 40% by 2030. Many of these investments are tax credits to save money on electric vehicles, solar panels, heat pumps, and other energy-efficient improvements to our homes. I encourage everyone to visit cleanenergy.gov to learn more about the specific tax credits that are available. Pacifica, like so many cities in the Bay Area, is literally on the front lines of sea level rise, and this legislation is essential to help protect the community from the impacts of climate change. We know all too well the consequences of this climate change. We're still recovering from the damage caused by the severe winter storms, drought, and wildfires, and immediate action is required. In fact, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change warned that over the next 30 years, 143 million people will be displaced by rising sea levels. Under President Biden, the U.S. has renewed its commitment to reducing emissions under the Paris Agreement, once more becoming a leader in addressing climate change. The U.S. has committed to reducing America's greenhouse gas emissions by more than 50% by 2030, but we face significant challenges that will require additional action from us all. It's because of dedicated volunteers like all of you removing litter at monthly beach cleanups and restoring native landscapes along the San Mateo County coast that the urgency is now realized. I salute you and all climate leaders and pledge to work with you to take the bold steps necessary to halt and reverse the effects of the climate crisis before it's too late. With our collective actions, we will leave for future generations a healthy planet. Most gratefully, Anna Eshoo, Member of Congress. Thank you so much for having us here today.
Good morning. I'm Joan Dentler with the Office of State Senator Josh Becker, of which Pacifica is one of the many cities in our district, but today it's our favorite city in the district. And we just want to really thank the amazing Lynn Adams for inviting us here today. Senator Becker, as you may know, has a very robust bill package this year and every year that he's been in the state Senate, focused on clean energy and climate change. And he asked me to be here today on his behalf because he couldn't be, which is one of the more fun things that I get to do in my job, is to show up here today and represent him on behalf of the 1 million people in Senate District 13. So thank you to Lynn and everyone who's here today. And we really appreciated the VIP tour, meeting the other folks that were on that tour, and the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts and the educators in this amazing community. And so again, thanks for being here. And the senator does send his best, and especially thanks Lynn and the board of the PBC.
Good job, Joni. My name is Leslie Bulbuck, and I'm with the Office of State Assembly Member Mark Berman. You may or may not be familiar with him. Pacifica is brand new to our district this year, after the redistricting that happened after the U.S. Census, so we're still getting acquainted. Please come up and introduce yourself. We're really thrilled to represent the Pacifica community, and what an inspiration to see so many people out here today. I was way down the road driving here this morning, and like there were people way down there with their sticks picking up garbage, like not even really near the beach. And so thank you so much for what everybody's doing today to help take care of Mother Earth. Come introduce yourself, and thank you so much for being here today. Oh, one other thing. I met someone I knew in college, Jim Fithian. We went to college, and I haven't seen him in years. So it's great to see you again, Jim. This is fantastic. Thank you so much for all your hard work. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. I'm Evan Schwartz with the California Coastal Commission. You have multiple Coastal Commission representatives out here this morning, and Kate really said it all from an agency standpoint. I just want to take a moment to thank Lynn and Jim and Anna for what you've created here over 25 years now. It's incredible, the transformation that this place has undergone because of the effort of all of you and these incredibly inspiring volunteer leaders. The next 25 years are going to bring an incredible number of challenges to places like Pacifica. And from what I've seen, managing beach cleanups and inland waterway cleanups throughout California is that this place in particular is so well set up to manage and handle these challenges because of what you've built. You know, we've watched volunteer enthusiasm dip really in many, many areas over these last few years, except here. Here it's grown, and here it just has exploded in ways that we don't see anywhere else. And it's just a testament to your incredible energy and enthusiasm and your commitment to being to this place and to your own love of this environment. So thank you on behalf of all of us that are doing this work. Thank you for your inspiration and for setting such an incredible example for the rest of us to follow. So thanks, and happy Earth Day.
Hi everybody, happy Earth Day. Yay. First of all, Lynn, thank you, Lynn, over there just doing the thing and talking to everybody and making sure everyone's educated, and you know, all of your many I want to say troops, though it has that connotation, but you gather so many people to flock to Pacifica and further. And it's really amazing that over 25 years to see what the Pacific Beach Coalition has become and what your leadership has accomplished. That this is an organization starting to push way beyond our borders of Pacifica and really addressing everywhere and everyone. So thank you. So I have this proclamation that is being issued to the Beach Coalition, and I thought I'm not going to bore you with the entire thing, but the last 3 or 4 points on here I thought were interesting and informative, and so I'm going to launch into reading that, and then I'll turn it over to the Beach Coalition. Whereas in 2022, the Beach Coalition engaged a total of over 12,000 volunteers, resulting in cleanup of nearly 32,000 pounds of trash, more than 2,800 pounds of recyclables, next to 21,000 pounds of green waste and approximately 300,000 cigarette butts. And whereas since 2005, the Beach Coalition reports the cumulative totals as follows: over 158,000 volunteers, more than 330,000 pounds of trash, nearly 55,000 pounds of recyclables, approximately 307,000 pounds of green waste, and over 1.6 million cigarette butts. And whereas the Pacific Beach Coalition's leaders, who throughout the Bay Area have engaged volunteers, led volunteers in cleanups and raised awareness in order to reduce litter and marine debris, restore habitats, and mitigate climate change, have been essential to the clean beaches and thriving native reclamation of the coastal trail that the Pacifica and the coast side enjoy today. Now, therefore, I, Tiger Jazz Twirls Big Stick, on behalf of the City Council of the City of Pacifica and all its citizens, on this Earth Day 2023, do hereby recognize the outstanding contributions of the Pacifica Beach Coalition's organizers, members, educators, site captains, junior site captains, naturalists, and habitat restoration leaders done this 22nd day of April 2023. Happy Earth Day, everybody, and thank you, Beach Coalition, for everything you are doing. Would anyone else from council like to speak?
Hi, I'm Christine Bowles. I'm Pacifica's newest council member and very lucky to serve as the council liaison for the Beach Coalition. So I get to see a little bit of the back workings, and I know that today they're really celebrating the volunteers. I think to myself, you know, before I moved to Pacifica, I would always carry a bag and pick up trash, and felt a little good, you know, filling up a bag and putting it in the dumpster, but knowing that I'm only one little person, you know, and the job is enormous, the amount of trash in our ocean, the plastics washing up on our beaches and so forth. But it's so inspiring to me to see the data, right? And the numbers, some of the numbers that Tiger quoted of what a difference we can make when we all collaborate and come together here to not only clean our environment, to restore habitat, to start planting things that help address climate change, to inspire our youth, because we're only here for a little time, but this is work that will continue forever. Just Lynn and her organization are just amazing. They're I think the reason that they have been so successful and have so many volunteers is that they have fun while they're doing it, right? And being outside in this beautiful place, but also it's a community that supports each other, that knows what they can take on, and they have big dreams for where they want to grow, but they also know what they can't take on. They used to have an EcoFest here on Earth Day and realized that they just didn't have the capacity this year, and that was okay. You know, we're still here and doing the work. And Jim and Anna, I learned last year, this all started because they walked to Lindemar Beach 25 years ago and saw all the trash and like, isn't somebody doing something about this? And they realized, no, so we're going to start. And, you know, it's overwhelming when you see the big project, but as you start little by little and growing, and it's the same thing with climate change. And you know, sometimes we're overwhelmed and think that, you know, what can I as a person do? But every little bit adds up. You know, start looking at reducing your fossil fuels. Our council is taking up our climate action plan and adaptation, because we've been moving a little too slow, you know, as a global community to address these issues. But this is inspiration. There's nothing we can't do, and I'm glad to continue working with you all in the decades to come. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm Mary Beer. I'm also on the City Council. I'm really happy to be here. And just really quick, we have our partners from the Water District here today. So thank you, Jack, for being here. For a very long time, myself and my students had the opportunity to clean up the site along Lakeside Way, which is where my nephew and his girlfriend were killed in 2005. And so this day is really important for my family, for my students, because we get to honor the lives of two young people who lost their lives way too soon. And so not only is it so wonderful to pick up the whole city, because that's what's happening today, but for me personally, we get to honor my nephew. And so I just wanted to mention that really quick and thank Lynn Adams and every single volunteer, the Pacific Beach Coalition. We love you. We need you. So thank you.
I'll be quick, I promise. Bob Palacio, Director of Parks, Beaches, and Recreation here in Pacifica. I just wanted to say thank you to Lynn, Anthony, Jim, the Beach Coalition, for all that you do for this community. It's incredible, and for this city. For me, I've never measured a person's success by, how much money they have or the car they drive or the job they have. For me, it's about the service that you provide to other people. And that makes you success. And today is incredible. And the work that you do, I wish these speakers could carry throughout Pacifica to get to all of the volunteers to just say thank you so much again. But thanks.
Thank you all. I think we will get this to everybody. I want to extend an invitation if anybody's available at 1 o'clock. We're going to have an Earth Day celebration at Pedro Point Brewing. We have pizza coming in, and it's a no host, but we have pizza for free. So we invite you, if you have time to stay, our other volunteers that can't make it down here. And that is one of the biggest, saddest things is everybody's deployed. Everybody's deployed from Muscle Rock, from Thornton Vista down to Pillar Point Harbor. They can never get back here for this, but we're videotaping it. I'd like to put a shout out to PCT because they can see what we're seeing. And so we need to bring that up. I would like to acknowledge someone who's really very shy. Karen LaBelle, I see you over there. Karen, first of all, how about a big ocean hug for our little sea slug, Karen LaBelle. What an amazing job she did. This is a block print. This is like carving into wood or whatever, rubber. And it tells a message. Every item on here is something important and tells you about the life cycle or about nudibranchs. She's very shy, but I'm going to ask if she doesn't want to say something.
Hi, everybody. I got involved. I met Lynn a long time ago, and it had to do with albatrosses, and I became involved then with Pacific Beach Coalition. And I think what Lynn and what you all are doing and all of the volunteers, it's amazing. And what I try to do with my art is make these critters that are often so alien to us familiar. And I like to show relationships between them and the other creatures that they interact with in their environment. So that's what I try to do and try to make it fun. And yeah.
I don't know that we could be luckier to have this talent and this art that we have for 3 years now, that tells a story for alien species, that gives us the tools to teach people, to get them to like these species, so that they take care of them, they protect them. And most importantly, all 3 of these species are about climate change. Climate change is a big deal, and it's calling out all of us to do something about it. So, Karen.
Thank you. Oh, and by the way, these are all block prints. Who's familiar with block printing? Okay, great. Kind of like stamping. You carve it, you roll ink on it, and you stamp it. So I learned from my mom how to make block prints, so I'm keeping up that tradition. And yep, thanks. They will be. I have an Etsy site, but whatever.
Presenting our junior program. So one of the amazing things that came out of the pandemic was our youth didn't really have anything to do. So we found something for them to do. We had them come down out and learn more about the ocean. And really, they rallied together. And they have helped explode this junior program at Pacific Beach Coalition. It's got its own funding now as well. And with that, I'd like to welcome up one of our representing the juniors, Arwen. Come on up. Yes.
Hello, everyone. Happy Earth Day. My name is Arwen Clancy Parast, and I'm a sophomore at Oceana High School. And I am also a junior site captain at Esplanade Beach. And I have been a part of the Pacific Beach Coalition for just over a year now. And as a junior site captain, I get to help organize the beach cleanups and make sure all the trash gets separated and recycled properly. And before joining the PBC, I would never have got in front of a group of people and gave a speech like this. But since joining, I've accomplished many things, and I even became the co-president of my school's environmental club. Through the coalition, I have gotten some really great opportunities, and aside from my normal duties as a junior site captain, I have helped out with a lot of other PBC events, like California Coastal Cleanup Day, the Surf Movie Night, and the PBC's 25th anniversary party, which were a couple months ago. And I was also able to go tide pooling with the rest of the junior team to see this year's Earth Day honoree, the Nudibranchs. And through the PBC, I was also able to speak at a city council meeting and talk about updating the city's REACH codes, which helped implement all electric appliances in new buildings in Pacifica. Organizations like the Pacific Beach Coalition are vital in order to educate and lessen the effects of climate change and plastic pollution. Having a junior group of the Pacific Beach Coalition is an amazing opportunity for everyone around my age, and I urge you all to join. The PBC is a great way to get community service hours, and it looks great on college apps. Today's youth are the future generations of this world, and it is essential for everyone to do their part and take action. We will be the ones who truly see the effects that climate change has on this earth, and it's easy to feel hopeless and feel like you can't make a difference, but this is not true. The PBC is one amazing way you can make a difference. Every time I go to a cleanup, I go home knowing that I made an impact and that every piece of trash I picked up would have ended up in the ocean and could have killed an animal or a plant. You can do your part as well by recycling, reducing your plastic usage, and reusing things so they don't end up in a dumpster, and also becoming an active member of the Pacific Beach Coalition, like me, or even just coming to cleanups regularly. It's easy to sit back and say, it's not my problem and I can't do anything. But you have to take action. We can be the change, because if not us, then who?
Adrian Carr from the North Coast County Water District. Great supporters of us. Thank you so much.
Oh,
we have water.
What a hard act to follow. Oh my gosh. I would really like to thank the Pacific Beach Coalition for putting this wonderful event together and organizing all the cleanups and habitat restorations throughout our community. I really thank you for all your hard work and dedication. I'd also like to thank you for inviting me to speak on behalf of the North Coast County Water District, Pacifica's water supplier. My name is Adrian Carr, and I'm the district's general manager. We also have Jack Burgett here. He's the president of our board of directors. And our newest board member, Will Hauser, is also floating around the event somewhere. It is the mission of the North Coast County Water District to serve our customers by delivering a sufficient quantity of high-quality, clean water in the most cost-effective, reliable, and environmentally sensitive manner. In line with the theme of invest in our future, to fulfill our mission, it is of the utmost importance for the district to continue to invest in our water supply infrastructure, including replacement of aging water storage tanks and replacing and upgrades of the district's water supply pipelines. By investing in our water facilities, we are making sure that a reliable supply of water is always delivered to our customers. I want to share another project that is critical to the district. We are investing in a renovation of our district headquarters in Sharp Park to address structural, seismic, and accessibility issues. The district's vision for our new headquarters is an energy-efficient, solar-powered, neighborhood-friendly facility with accessible parking and a generous public meeting space. The new headquarters will be a welcoming, inviting resource for the community and will provide a safe and modern workspace for district employees for years to come. A new public entrance located along Francisco Boulevard will open to a large lobby for members of the public to interact with staff and provide access to a new and improved multi-purpose and boardroom to support civic engagement of constituents and visitors. Finally, I wanted to share information about an exciting new investment in the future of water supply in Pacifica. The district is exploring of adding a local groundwater supply to its water supply portfolio. And we recently received a $6.6 million grant from the state of California, the Department of Water Resources, to help us make this investment in our future water supply. Thank you to the state for investing in our community. At the North Coast County Water District, we are continually investing in our community here in Pacifica, from new infrastructure, water conservation, to sustainable water supplies. Thank you again to the Pacific Beach Coalition for hosting this event, and happy Earth Day, everybody.
Hi everyone, happy Earth Day. For those of you who don't know much about county environmental health, we are the best kept secret. We touch everybody here. We do those restaurant inspections, so now you know who we are. But we're largely a regulatory agency, and we regulate businesses. We ensure that businesses that use chemicals protect the environment while they're doing it. But what we also do is we support the community to prevent pollution. We have a very strong, robust pollution prevention program. And I want to start with a few statistics because I love data. All right, so in calendar year 2022, the community collected and recycled 132,000 gallons of used motor oil and diverted it. In the past it used to go to the landfill. Remember that. So 132,000 gallons were diverted for recycling. 43,000 oil filters, car oil filters, were diverted and recycled. And last year, cigarette butts were something that we were focusing our energies on. We collected through the community during Coastal Cleanup Month 28,000 cigarette butts just off of the beaches and the piers. And so this is the work that all of you have done with the support of PBC and other community organizations. And during Coastal Cleanup Day alone, 24,000 pounds of trash were collected. That was just over one day, which is outstanding, with over 4,000 volunteers. And so, we support the community, and we try to keep the ball rolling with environmental improvements. We also do mussel sampling. I didn't know whether you knew that, but every couple of weeks we collect mussel and plankton samples up and down the beaches, and we send them in for sampling for harmful bacteria. And that's where you will get notices issued periodically if it's not safe for commercial fishermen to fish and sell fish at that particular time. We also, with the help of many volunteers, conduct beach and creek mouth sampling every week, and we post the results on our website. You're welcome to go check every week if you want to know what the beach and creek samples look like. We collect them up and down the coast on both sides of the county. Now, I wanted to pause for a minute. Lynn wanted me to point out one of the challenges that we're having, and that is our local San Pedro Creek. It's having a bit of a challenge. We've got some struggles with the creek water, and both the county and the state are involved in identifying sources. But generally speaking, the elevated levels of bacteria, while we're cleaning up the beaches down here, cleaning up the pollution and the plastics down here, uphill, what's causing the pollution that we're monitoring and looking for, the sources are generally human and animal waste, and that could be from faulty septic systems. It could be from wildlife. It could be livestock, and it's also, quite honestly, it's through our yards, our neighborhoods with our animal droppings. And so, I just want to make a big pitch for all of us to remember that uphill we've got to work not just one time of year, but every day to try to keep the creek clean, not just of plastic pollution, but animal waste, dog waste from our yards, things that go into the storm drain. And so I just want to make a big sales pitch for that. So I also want to make a sales pitch for our household hazardous waste program. For those of you who've used it, you know how amazing it is, but it's free to all residents in San Mateo County. And anytime you're cleaning out your chemicals from underneath your sink or from your garage, make an appointment with us and you can drop it off for free. And that's one of the services that we provide. We want to keep all of those hazardous chemicals out of the landfill and recycle where we can. So all of you have been instrumental in keeping the beaches clean and our coast clean. We live in a very, very special place, and I know all of you know that. And Environmental Health looks forward to working with each of you and PBC and others to continue all of our mission to keep our beaches clean. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And I'll say an extra note on yard waste or anything getting into the creeks, because I know when I'm out in the ocean after the rainstorms, unfortunately, I can taste that, and it's not pretty. So thank you very much for your support. And, we've had a lot of great organizations that come out regularly to our cleanups. They also are out here today, all up and down the coast, with Boy Scout troops and Girl Scout troops. And one of those is the Pacifica Girl Scout troops. So I'd like you to come on up and say a few words on what you learned today. All right. Here, I'll put this down for you. Make sure you try talking to the mic and just illustrate what you did today. Excellent.
Hi. We're a part of the Pacifica Girl Scout Troop 61564. My name's Addison. I'm Zoe. I'm Ona. I'm Aurora. And today we did we got rid of native plants today from the beach down, and we took them out because they're unnative plants, and we took them out because they weren't helping the environment, and they weren't really helping other plants grow. So we have a sample of some of the oxalis and sourgrass we pulled up from the hillside. Oh, sorry. Unnative plants damage the ecosystem because they overpower the native plants and cause them to die out. And that's kind of what we did today, and it's very good for the earth, and it helps the environment a lot.
Excellent. Well, more inspiration for us, and it's great to see the next generation helping out. Love to see that. Thank you. And love for you to have that initiative to want to come up here and share as well. That's awesome. Well, that's, there's just really one set of folks I'd like to bring up here to kind of close out today, and that is, of course, Lynn Adams. And if we get Anna and Jim to come on up, cut up here. Yes, you can call out again. And not yet. There we go. Come on up. For those of you who don't know, it's Jim and Ann who started right here over 25 years ago, and a few months now. And with that, thank you everybody for coming out. It's been a wonderful day. The sun is trying desperately hard to come out. I can feel it. And hopefully you get to enjoy the rest of the day in Pacifica, in a clean Pacifica, and have a wonderful Earth Day. And with that, Lynn, any final words?
Thank you, Anthony. All right, thanks everybody. I'm Jim, Anna, and I do want to say something really quickly. The Girl Scout Troop and Arwen, that's it. Ditto everything they said. And thank you we have so many supporters. We so appreciate all you supporters, all the VIPs that came out today, all of our partners in the county, in the state. We really, really appreciate it. Never would have imagined 25 years ago it would turn out like this. But I do want to say that what Arwen said and what the Girl Scouts said, that is the next generation. That's what we wanted to do. So thank you for that. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Hi, everybody, and thanks. I think it's kind of funny that both Jim and I still have a glove on. Right? We're like ready to get right back to work. But thank you, and we really want to acknowledge all the people behind the scenes. It takes a lot of work to organize cleanups and some of these events. So thank you. There are so many unnamed people out there. And I apologize to those of you who have heard me say this before, but 25 years ago, several of us kind of walking on the beach, and you're looking around going, what is happening? And really, the message is you're looking around, who's taking care of this? Who's going to address this problem? And it really is up to all of us. So never underestimate your power to make a difference, whether you're cleaning up on your block or just in front of your house. Never underestimate the power of your voice. We appreciate our representatives and legislators and city councils. We're excited to be expanding over onto the Bay Side. And it's really important work. We're inspired by all of you, and we appreciate you being out here. And I'll put this gloved hand back to work.
You guys, thank you. It takes it's a team effort, and it takes a community to respond as well. But it's invest in our planet. I am asking everyone to invest in our people. The volunteers are amazing, waiting to be asked, waiting to be engaged, hoping to be able to make a difference like these girls. Right? This is what it's all about. Like Arwen, a leader in training? No, she's a leader already. She's a leader already. And this program can go anywhere and everywhere and should go anywhere and everywhere. And what does it need? It needs funding. It needs funding, and people have been very generous. And I want to thank all of our sponsors who've really been sponsors, most of them since 2007. Okay, even 2006 we had some sponsors, and we started out, you know, it was so interesting. I mean, we just started out with a little kind of a bandana that had a picture of a map of Pacifica with the watershed and how it went out into the ocean. And I think about the things we've learned since 2006 just because we got boots on the ground. We're seeing the litter that's coming in, and it's transformed. And how much litter is out there? I reflected back, and we were picking up a 20-yard dumpster of trash. 20-yard dumpster of trash, which is bigger than that van over there, and it was over full. And we did that for many years, many years. And eventually we got a half of a dumpster. Now it's 20% of a dumpster, maybe 15% of a dumpster. And at first I thought, oh, we're not doing our job. We're not getting out there. No, we're getting out there. It's cleaner. And we're not letting it build up because the amount of Earth Heroes here in Pacifica and around are increasing and picking up as they go, so we don't have that litter. The next step is ending litter. That's our challenge, and we need funding for that because we have to fight big oil. We have to fight big tobacco, and that's in our best interest. And we have to create new ways, and that's what we're kind of throwing onto our youth. But we need it now, and it's only by us saying we're not going to buy this, we're not going to buy that, we're going to reuse this, we're going to reuse that. We need to express ourselves. We need to thank the people that are doing the right thing. Wow, North Coast, what you guys are doing, right? It's amazing. Invest in our planet. Invest in our infrastructure. The water catchment by Cabrillo School is a really wonderful way of saying, look, we can take our toxins and let it filter out through the soil and not go into the ocean and not go into the creek. And how can we get those processes all over the place? How can we keep our runoff from our homes in our own yards to seep and saturate, which was a little hard this year? But how can we do that and not run and clean our streets into the ocean? The most polluted beach, most of the time, right, gets the F grade, the D grade, is Lindemar Beach. It's not litter, it's toxins from our cars, from our oil, from our pesticides, from our car washes, from raccoons and critters, dog waste. Those things all make a difference. And so we have the power to use our voice when we see something wrong happening and educate people. We also have our voice to lead by actions. So I just want to close. We had 20 school assemblies this year, this week and last week. We reached over 4,100 students. One of the little guys over here, and we met some little guys, and they were telling us all about the nudibranchs. I want to challenge all of you, because it doesn't matter what your profession is. We need environmentalists, whatever your profession. Our artists, look at what our artist has been able to help us do. An artist is helping us express ourselves and teach and educate. We need environmental scientists. We need biologists. We need naturalists. We need site captains. We need organizers. We need help with website and web design and marketing and all of that. What's your skill? What's your talent? And how can you help? Whether it's here or elsewhere. How can you start a location over on the Bayside? Or create a little community in your neighborhood with gardening, with composting, with recycling? What can we do? Challenge you all for that. This is what Earth Day is about. So thank you very much, you guys. We are Earth Heroes. I'd like to invite everyone up for a photo. We have an incredible backdrop. The ocean is kind to us, gives us a lot, and we just gave back to that today. And we pledge to do more. Why don't we close out with the Earth Hero Pledge? That's the most powerful thing I can think of. Can I get the Earth Hero Pledge? I pledge allegiance. Okay, Jim. I pledge to do my part. The whales need to hear us, guys. To keep our beaches and oceans free from trash. I will pick up litter. Throw garbage away properly. Recycle. Compost. And use less plastic. I pledge to learn more about the nudibranch. To advocate against climate change. I pledge to show respect for nature and all living things, and to use my voice, speak up for the earth and ocean. Thank you, Earth Heroes. Have a good day. Let's come on up for a photo, please.